What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna, and in today's video I'm going to talk about a word tracking app that I've recently found that I think is absolutely amazing. It is called Pacemaker. I discovered this program from another author here on YouTube called Bethany Atazada. I actually have a link down below to her video where she goes through this program if you want to check that out. But I discovered this program probably end of June, beginning of July, and I've been using it since then and have been absolutely loving it. So in today's video, I thought I'll walk you through it and show you what it can do. But if you're just meeting it for the first time, my name is Anna. I'm currently in the process of self-publishing my first novel serial. I post vlogs and writing tips and tricks here once a week. So if that sounds good to you, hit subscribe down below and click that notification so you don't miss any one of my videos. Now, one thing I love about this program is that it is completely flexible and customizable to your writing needs. Unlike other word tracking apps, you can change it, tailor it to suit your writing needs and how you are as a writer, which is what sold me on this from the get-go. So without further ado, let me walk you through the program. So here we have Pacemaker. It is a web-based program. I have a link down below where you can grab it, but this is basically the first page you'll come across when you first get into it. Now they do have a free and a paid option. I'm actually going to walk you through the free option because that's what I'm currently using. You do get a few little extra bits and pieces with the paid option, which I'll go through later on in the video. But one thing the paid option gives you that the free option doesn't is the ability to keep your goals and your tracking private. You cannot do that in the free option. So in other words, other people that use this website can see your goals and your tracking. So if you do not want that, unfortunately, that's something you have to pay for. But anyway, let me walk you through this. So like I said, this is the first page you'll come across, and this is basically showing you other goals and trackings from other people that use this website. Because as I mentioned, if you do use the free option, your goals and tracking aren't private. So anyway, to start, we're going to create a plan up here. And this is where we get to the fun stuff. So first thing we're going to do is put a name for our project. So I'm going to call this Aladdin Retelling, because that is what I'm currently working on at the moment. And then we get to activity. And if we click this little down arrow, we have all these different options. And that's one of the other things I love about this program is that it is not just for writing. You can use it to track other things as well. So editing, proofreading, revision, studying, you have all these different options up here. So for me, I'm going to choose writing because that is what I'm doing. And then we have content, and you can choose all these different options. So this isn't just for writing a novel, it is for other things as well. So you can use it if you're writing a blog post, if you're writing a journal, if you're writing an essay. You have all these other different options. So it's not just for if you are writing a novel, it's for, if you're a content creator who's writing a blog, or if you're a student who's writing an essay, you can use it for all these other things. It's not just specifically for novel writers. So for mine, I'm actually going to choose manuscript. So we're going to select that. And then I'm going to scroll up a little bit. Now you have this next option here, which is a project description. Now, this option is only available for the paid option, and this is what I was talking about. If you see here, you see this little option that says make the plan private. Now, as you can see, I can't click on it. I can't select that option because of the fact that I'm on the free version. So that is that. So let me just minimize that. And then we have our goals. So firstly, you will type the amount of words that you want to write. So let's just say, your novel, you want to write 50,000 words. So we'll type in 50,000. And then we select the option of how you want it to be measured. And this is what I love about it. And this is what I was talking about, how it is completely flexible and customizable, because you don't just have to measure it by words, you can measure it by all these other options as well. So you can measure it by how many paragraphs you write, you can measure it by how many pages it is, or you can even measure it by how many hours you spend on it. So say you are writing a novel and you want to spend, say, an hour a day on it, you can totally track that. And which is what I love, is the options and the flexibility that you get with it. So I'm going to keep mine on words. And then you have the option of overall target or daily. So what you could even do is say, like I mentioned before, if you're writing a novel and you want to spend, say, an hour a day on it, you can actually track that. So let's just say amount of work, we have 1, and then we select hours. Actually, let's increase that. Let's say we want to spend 3 hours a day on it. So we've got, too many 3s there. So we have 3 hours and we want to track this daily. You can totally do that, which I think is awesome. So I want to change it back to actually how it was. So I'm going to change it back to 50,000 words. And this will be the overall target. And then you pick your start and your finish date. So let's just say I'm starting a new novel today and I want to write all the way to the end of October. So today is the 2nd of August. So I'm going to select the 2nd of August, and then I'm going to go all the way to October and select the 31st. And then you'll see this graph comes up. But we're actually not done yet, because in the next section, we actually talk about the strategy, and you can actually change the graph to suit your needs as a writer and how you write. So let me walk you through that now. So I'm going to scroll it down. Actually, better yet, that's better. And then scroll that up a little bit so you can see both. All right, here we go. So with the graphs, you have your daily work and then your overall progress. But as I mentioned, we can change this. So if we see in the next section, we have strategy, and you have all these different options about how you want to write. So I'll walk you through that now. So the first option we have is steadily. So this is probably the one that is probably most familiar to writers, because it is similar to the NaNoWriMo tracking. It is basically where you attempt to write the same amount of words every day. So say 100 words a day or 200 words a day. That is the steady option. Actually, rather than showing you the graph, let me just scroll down here and let me just change the display, which is actually something you can do. So I'll walk you through the displays a little bit later, but for now I'm just going to change it to the calendar view, just so you can sort of see it a little bit better as we walk through the different strategies, how this program will actually, sort of change the daily word counts. So let me just scroll back up. Okay, so we've walked through the steady option, which as you can see is when you write the same amount of words every day. But then we have these different options. So the second one we have is rising to the challenge. And this is where you start small, finish strong. So basically what this is when you first start writing, your daily word counts are fairly small. As you can see on the screen, the first days, your daily word count is 12, then it increases to 24, then 36, and it goes up in increments until you get to the end where your daily word counts become like over 1,000 words. So this is actually good for any writers who just take a little bit more time getting into the groove of writing, finding their rhythm, or even new writers because when you first start writing, it is a little bit hard to find a pattern and get into that rhythm of writing. So this option is actually really, really good for anyone like that, because you start small where your daily word counts aren't that much, and then with each day it increases. So the daily word count becomes more and more, and as you find your own groove as a writer, it'll be a lot more easier for you to reach these goals. So that is rising to the challenge. And then we have biting the bullet, which is the opposite. This is where you start strong and then you finish small. So as you can see, when you first start off, if I want to reach that 50,000 by the end of October, you first start off writing over 1,000 words. And then as you can see, each day the daily word count decreases. And then by the time you get to the end, your daily word count's at about, under 100 So, you know, say 60, 48, 25 words. So this one is good for anyone who, you know, which I think we've sort of all been there as writers too, where, you know, you start a new project and you're like, yes, I'm going to work on this every day. I'm going to write a lot of words. But then as the days sort of go on and on, you sort of lose that, you know, momentum. You sort of lose that beginning excitement of starting your first project, and each day you sort of, your word count sort of doesn't get as much, you know, sort of your word count decreases because you're slowly losing that motivation. So this option is really good for any writers like that. Then you have mountain hike, and this is when most of your effort is in the middle. So basically what that is you start small and each day it climbs, your daily word count gets more and more till it gets to the middle, which is your highest peak. And then once you've reached the middle, then from there, your daily word count goes down again. So you think of it as like almost like a mountain, like something like that. You know, your daily word count increases, gets to the peak in the middle, and then it decreases again. And actually, let me change the display again so you can see it a little bit better. Where are we? So if we go back to the graph, you can actually see here, you see how it looks like a mountain peak, which is hence the name of mountain hike. And then let me change it back to the calendar again. Then we have valley, which is intense effort in the beginning and the end. This is where you write most of your words in the beginning, most of your words in the end, but then in the middle your daily word count is fairly small. So actually sorry I keep changing the view on you guys, but let me just change it back to the craft again. And you see it's like the opposite of a mountain hike. The mountain hike, we had the peak going up. With the valley, it is the opposite. So the peak is down. So instead with the mountain hike, you know, you got your word count increases, hits the peak and decreases. With valley, it's the opposite. So your daily words decrease over time till it gets to the middle, and then once it reaches that peak in the middle, then it increases again. So that is valley. And then we have, I'll just change the view back again. And then we have, I'm missing my spot here, guys, sorry about that. Oh, all right, so then we have oscillating, a mix of heavier and lighter loads. So let's change it to there. So this is basically a mixture, you know, it's not increasing or decreasing, you know, it's a mixture. So some days you may have a larger daily word limit, and then the next day, you know, it might be not as much or it might be more. It's like a mixture. So this is good for anyone who likes a little bit of variety. You know, some days they may like to write more, some days they may like to write less. You know, it's good for writers like that. And this is, as I've already mentioned, one of the things I love about this quote is that it is tailored to any different writer you are. You know, if you're someone who, you know, likes to start off strong but then loses their momentum as the writing goes on, there's an option for that. You know, if you're someone that takes a little bit of time getting into the groove of their writing, you know, they start small but then as it goes on then they're really into it, there's an option for that too, which is what I love. And then the last option is randomly, which is every day is a surprise. So you never know what daily word count you're going to get, which I think is pretty cool. And then you have this intensity, which I've never really used, so I can't really talk about what that is. So I just left it as average. So let me just go back to steady for now. We're going to select the steady option, and then we have customization, which I love me some good customizing. Now, what you can do with this is you can actually select if there are days you want to write more, days you want to write less, or days you want to skip. So for me, for instance, I don't write on Wednesdays because Wednesdays is usually a cleaning day for me. So I can actually select that, and Pacemaker will calculate my daily word count based on that option. So if we go to our customization section, well, the first option we actually have is on the weekends. You can decide if you want to skip, do less, do the usual, do more, or really push on the weekends. For me, I just kept it as usual, but as I mentioned, I like to skip Saturdays, just Saturdays. So let me show you how to do that. So if we go here, customize workload on a certain, then we have weekday, date, or date range. So if we select weekday, you can actually select what day that you want to customize. So for me, like I said, it's Saturdays. And then I want to skip Saturdays. And as you can see on the screen, it's actually changed the Saturday daily word count to 0 and adjusted the daily word counts for the rest of the days. And then not only do I want to skip Saturdays, but maybe on Sundays I don't want to write as much. So if you go up, you can actually select if you want to change the weekends up a bit. So on the weekends, you may decide you want to skip them completely, do less, do the usual, or do more, or even really push. So like I said, for me, I'd rather do less. So again, it's actually adjusted it for you. So not only has it skipped Saturdays, but then it's changed it so Sundays, my daily word count isn't as much. And then again, it's adjusted the rest of the days to accommodate for that. But I also want to change it because on Tuesdays, I don't actually work. So on Tuesdays, I actually like to write more. So I can also customize that. So if we go select a weekday again, but then this time we're actually going to choose Tuesday. And then I'll say do more. And then you'll see it's changed it again and it's made the daily word count for Tuesday more than the rest of the days. So again, I know I've said this throughout the video, but I love this program for this feature as well. The fact that you can choose to skip days, do more, do less, because as writers, we all have different schedules, not everyone's schedule is the same, we all have different options, some don't like to write on the weekends, some like to write more. It accommodates for that, which is what I love. So that is customization. So then if we just minimize that, then we have display. And I've already walked you through this before, but basically it's how you view your word tracking as, and you can view this in a few different ways. You can view it as a table like so. Then you can view it as a graph, which you've already seen before, and as you can see, the graph looks a little bit different than how we saw it before because of all the customization that we did. And then you can view it as a calendar, like you have already seen. This is actually my preferred way of viewing it. I just find it easier to look at it in this way. And then if you have the paid option, you can actually view it as a bar, which obviously I can't show you guys because I'm on the free version. Then you can choose whether you want your week to start on a Sunday or a Monday. I've stuck to Sunday. Then you can choose whether you want to display it daily, weekly, monthly, or year. I've stuck to day, which I'm pretty sure a lot of authors do. And so that is display. And then we have progress, and this is basically once you've put in how many words you've written, say in a day, then this is basically what happens after that, essentially. So basically for this you have two options. And the first option you have is if you want Pacemaker to adjust your daily word counts based on the progress that you've made. So say one day according to Pacemaker you have to write 500 words and you've written 1,000. Then basically Pacemaker will adjust the rest of the daily word counts according to that. Which I love this option because you don't have to work it out for yourself. So say one day you have written more than the daily word limit. You don't have to manually work out how many words you need to write for the rest of the days. Pacemaker will do it for you. So I do love this option, and this is the option that I have. But then there's a second option, and that is to keep your daily word counts the same no matter what your progress is. So basically, whatever your word count is, Pacemaker will keep the rest of the daily word counts the same. I don't really like that option. I like the fact that Pacemaker can automatically work out my daily word counts based on my progress. I just like that option better because, as I mentioned, I don't have to work it out myself. And then basically you have how you will record your progress, which I will talk you through how to add word counts to this. But basically you can choose overall completed work or daily completed work. So that is basically setting up your project. Now let me walk you through how to actually add word counts. So let me go up here. Then we go to add progress. And say today I've written 2,000 words. So put in today's date, add 2,000, add progress, and celebrate! Love that confetti. Then we select done. Now this message is basically just saying that I've reached the maximum amount of projects that I can have on the free version. On the free version you can only keep track of 2 projects, whereas with the paid you have unlimited. So basically this is saying that I've exceeded the 2 because I already have 2 in Pacemaker already, but basically this is just saying that I need to delete 1 in order to make room for this one, but that doesn't matter because I'm actually not saving this one. This is basically just to show you guys how Pacemaker works. So let me close that. And let me scroll down, and you can see on this calendar it's added those 2,000 words, and it's changed the color to green. And because I've actually selected the option to, Pacemaker has then adjusted the rest of the daily word counts to accommodate for the 2,000 that I've written today. So by the time I get to October 31st, I will reach my 50,000 mark, which is great because say you've had a day where you haven't written at all. Pacemaker will adjust for that, and you won't feel bad that you've missed a day or that you skipped a day because Pacemaker have adjusted that for you. So that is basically how Pacemaker works. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take you through the differences between the free and the paid. So if we go here, so with the free option you only get 2 projects that you can keep track of, whereas with the paid you actually get unlimited. As I mentioned before, with the paid option you can actually make your goals and your tracking private, whereas you can't with the free. And then you get all these other little benefits and features as well. If you do choose to go the paid option, it's $8 a month or $72 for the year. So it's basically just up to you seeing, what you like, what you don't like, how many projects you've got going on. So just sort of, like I said, I have a link to Pacemaker down below, but just have a look for yourself and see what works well for you. At the moment, I've got the free version, which seems to be working well for me at the moment. So that is Pacemaker. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button and let me know down below if you will be checking this website out, and if not, if you use a different word tracking app, let me know which one it is down below. I'd love to check it out. And in the next video I'm actually going to be showing you how I outline my novel serial using Trello. So if you want to check that video out, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell so you get notified when that video comes out. You can also follow me on socials at author Anna Zapier. Links will be in the description below, and I'll see you all next Thursday in my next video. Bye.